Imagine this. A student studies for hours, late nights, highlighters everywhere, coffee doing overtime. Exam day arrives and boom, their mind goes completely blank. It's like all that knowledge just vanished. Now, here's the weird part. At the same time, students in Japan effortlessly remember over 2,000 complex kanji characters for life, not for an exam, not for a semester, for their entire lives. And no, it's not because they're geniuses. They don't have super brains. They've just learned how to beat something called the forgetting curve. Here's the brutal truth. Your brain starts deleting new information within 24 hours of learning it. Automatically, no warning. Unless you give it a reason to keep that information, it's gone. Most people don't realize this, so they study the wrong way. Japanese students don't. They use 5 powerful techniques that work with the brain instead of fighting it. And once you understand them, studying will never feel the same again. The first method actually comes from ancient samurai training. Most students treat their brain like a storage box. Read the notes, highlight the page, read it again and again. Everything goes in, but nothing ever comes out. Samurai didn't train like that. Hundreds of years ago, young warriors went on a journey called Musha Shugyo. They left home and faced real opponents in real battles. No teacher, no reminders, no second chances. They had to pull their training from memory to survive. That's the secret behind active recall. When you force your brain to remember something without looking at your notes, it struggles a little. And that struggle is gold. Tiny signals fire in your brain, searching for the answer. The more you do this, the stronger that memory becomes. This is why closing your book and writing everything you remember on a blank page works better than rereading notes for hours. It feels harder, it's uncomfortable, but that discomfort is exactly what separates average students from top performers. Most schools teach you what to learn. This teaches you how to remember. But what if you have way too much to learn? That's where Japanese education uses something called the Kumon method, and it's so effective that Kumon centers exist all over the world today. The idea is stupidly simple. Tiny steps every day. Instead of cramming 10 chapters, you master one small topic at a time. Students often start at levels that feel almost too easy. Then the difficulty increases just a little, day by day. This prevents overwhelm, and more importantly, it makes learning stick. Think of it like this. Improve by just 1% a day, and after 1 year, you're 37 times better. That's the power of small wins. It might take a full week to finish one chapter this way, but what you learn won't disappear after the exam. It'll stay with you for years. Now, here's the final problem. Even strong memories fade if you never revisit them, like an old photo slowly losing its color. Japanese students fix this with a technique that works like watering a plant. You don't dump a whole bucket of water at once. You give it a little, at the right time. Memory works the same way. And that method is called spaced repetition. And once you learn how to use it, forgetting becomes optional.
Here's a simple habit that makes a massive difference. Spend just 5 minutes reviewing what you learned today before you go to sleep. Then look at it again after 3 days, once more after 1 week, and one final time after 1 month. Every time you come back to the material after a break, your brain strengthens that memory. It's like reinforcing a bridge each time you cross it. Follow this schedule and your knowledge can become 3 times harder to forget. Studies show that this approach actually flattens the forgetting curve, meaning what you learn sticks around for the long run. Now, let's talk about studying multiple subjects, because most students struggle here. There's a smart way to do it, called interleaved practice. Think of an athlete who only trains their arms every single day. They'd end up strong in one place and weak everywhere else. But when they mix in running, push-ups, and squats, their whole body gets stronger. Your brain works the same way. This is not multitasking. Multitasking is trying to study while scrolling your phone, and that just fries your focus. Interleaving means studying one subject at a time, but switching between them in short blocks. For example, 25 minutes of math, then 25 minutes of physics, then 25 minutes of history. This trains your brain to switch gears smoothly and remember information in different contexts, which is incredibly useful during exams when questions come in no particular order. Now for the fifth and final technique, and this one might be the most powerful of all. It comes from the Japanese tradition of the sensei, or teacher. The idea is simple. If you really want to learn something, teach it. When you explain an idea to someone else, your understanding instantly deepens. Teachers don't struggle to recall formulas because they've explained them so many times. Scientists call this the protege effect. When you prepare to teach, your brain automatically organizes, simplifies, and locks in the information. You can start today. Explain what you learned to a friend, or even record yourself talking as if you're teaching a class. And here's the best part. When you get stuck, you've just discovered exactly what you need to review. These 5 techniques aren't random tricks. They work together as a complete system. Active recall trains your brain to retrieve information. The Kumon-style approach keeps you from feeling overwhelmed. Spaced repetition protects your memory over time. Interleaved practice builds flexibility, and teaching makes your knowledge permanent. Used together, they can turn an ordinary memory into a powerful one, not because you're gifted, but because you're finally working with your brain instead of against it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this helps you learn smarter, remember longer, and feel more confident every step of the way.